So, welcome back, and today this episode will be in English because we have a guest who has been living in Malta for 75 years and has never bothered to learn Maltese.
I can say for shock doc, is that good?
It's Oz! Oh my God.
Hello, mate.
It's good to see you. It's
good to see you,
It's
mate.
good to see you return to the limelight.
Limelight. Okay, if that's what you want to call it. Yeah, thank you very much.
Well, but why not? Why not?
I'm not one of these guys who gets off on the well-known part of it. It's not something that I ever looked for. It just sort of came.
But you have a natural knack for it. I mean, I used to be a very huge, massive Oz and J fan back in the day.
Notice how Oz is first in that.
Yeah.
Anyway, won't discuss that any further.
But I miss that.
Thank you,
I
man.
mean, ever since you went off air, I haven't listened to local radio ever again.
Are you listening now that we're back on air? Or
No.
too early in the morning for you? 10 o'clock?
Too early in the fucking... I used to love you in the morning. You had great banter.
What
great
level of
character.
love are we talking about here?
I
There are
used to rub
different
one out occasionally.
To Jay, though, that's fine. Okay. Anyone would, right?
Yeah, he is sexy. He is sexy.
God.
But you have been on the Maltese Airways for years. What's the weirdest thing to ever happen to you live on air? There has to be one.
One of the weirdest
Yeah.
things. Okay, and this happened a few times. God. Should I throw somebody under the bus big time here?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know. I'm not going to, because he's got a career to think of. So one
So
of my
how bad is it?
one of my former colleagues who used to do shows, but he was responsible for news at the time. He would be, I don't know, working on his news in the small booth, and I would be on air. And as soon as I start a link, he would come, drop his pants, and start doing the helicopter.
Oh my.
Yeah,
Oh,
with his dick.
oh my.
So that was probably the weirdest. Lots of weird things have happened, but that's one that sticks in the mind for sure.
It's that big.
I don't know. It's just, I don't know about you, but I don't need to see those type of things. It's not something I crave to, and it does make me a little bit uncomfortable.
And you never broke whilst you're...
No. I mean, you
just
get to a
don't.
level.
You just ignore it. You just see a floppy penis.
This same presenter used to be doing the news or a show, and halfway through a link, he would pull down the thing quickly, go "luba" and put it back up, and continue doing his news or his show or whatever. Absolutely hilarious. I wish I could name him, but it's not fair. I
Very
won't do that.
professional, though.
He was very professional,
He
and
was
still
very
is,
professional.
and still is.
Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing.
And he owes me one for not throwing me on the bus. I'm telling you, he owes
If
me.
you want to throw him under the
No,
bus,
he's one of the nicest guys in the world, and that's private stuff. So I won't divulge his name.
Fair enough. So your career expanded way over radio, and throughout the years,
Done different things, yeah.
yeah, you have experimented here and there. Was there a project that you refused, but then thought, what if I didn't feel like anxious and didn't give myself a chance? Is there something that I regret?
Whew, I don't think so, to be quite honest. I'm not big on regrets. The only thing I regret is not making more money. But, for having a talent and being able to use that talent and getting to a certain level, and then you see the people in foreign countries who do exactly the same thing, who I've listened to, who I don't think are as funny as we are. I know it's all based on what is the target audience and how many of them are there. And that's the key thing. But it's just, I feel that's maybe why I one regret. And it wasn't an opportunity. I never followed it. The fact that maybe Jay and I didn't try doing the same thing abroad somewhere.
Yeah.
That's probably the one regret, I think.
It's not a case of the audience. I think it's the culture. I think...
No, it's all based on numbers, mate, because these guys make millions in advertising, so they get paid millions. That's all relative, right?
But even so, something I have noticed abroad is, for example, even guys who do online stuff with Patreon. In the UK, in Italy, even in Ireland, real fans just pay the money and to get the extra content. If you do it here, you won't get nothing. So
That's just the way it is, man. It's a numbers game, like anything in life, right? So if you've got 10,000 people or 50,000 people who like what you're doing, 1,000 or 500 are going to pay you something. You know what I mean? It's a numbers game. That's the way it is.
It is a numbers game, but I really think it's a culture that would never give importance to comedy first and foremost. Comedy here is worth shit, and the arts. Yeah, it's a very big problem here. Yeah, I discussed this with Miklaus on the last episode. So I think this is the only country where if you are a producer and you create a show, a TV show, you have to pay for production, you have to script, you have to chase for sponsors. Over and above that, you have to pay the TV station to broadcast your. If it gets picked up.
Considering Malta has such a thriving film business, you'd think they might try and invest a little.
Yeah.
Just saying. # just saying. It's Jay and I, and I'll speak for myself only, but Jay and I have been given a lot of appreciation over the years. You know, the people who have, I hate to use the word fans, but the people who have listened to us regularly for years, when I see them, they're so nice and so complimentary. And for that, I feel fortunate. That's again one thing. The only thing that really is that you don't get paid for that kind of stuff here. You know, it's just as simple as that. So you wake up at 5 a.m., you drag your ass into the station, prepare for the show, you do 4 hours on air, and then you have to go and do your full-time job.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's tough.
Creatively, at the back of your mind, creatively, it just blocks you.
The only way to make money on that side is if you're doing radio, if you're DJing, hosting every night, 4 nights a week. I used to do well financially when I was just DJing and radio. You know, I'd do 4 gigs a week DJing, paid relatively well, nothing spectacular. So I was making decent money. But there was a time when I said, I don't want to work 4 or 5 nights a week anymore. You know, I've got young children, so I had to find a full-time job, and I pursued a career, as you may know, in recruitment as well. So,
and how is that going?
I've done okay over the years. I mean, we opened a business 5 years ago, and it's, business is business. It's never easy. And you learn a lot of lessons along the way as well. So we have a direction. We're still continuing to push in that direction. Most clients that we speak to who stay with us are really happy. So that's a good thing.
So it's a very nice niche, the type of business you have. And it makes sense. It makes sense to... on the larger scope, because to find the talent you need to leave it to people who understand that and who have good archive.
There is an issue, though, and that is that there are too many companies who don't appreciate the value of what it gives.
Yep.
For example, if you are changing that same role every year, the process it takes and the time you have without somebody on that desk, it's huge money, big money. And that then they try to negotiate recruiters' fees down to peanuts. It's one of those things. But it's not because they want to do it on purpose. It's because that sort of environment only came to Malta within the last 15 years. Yeah. And the quality of those companies that who have opened up here is not exactly. There are some good ones, but there are a lot of horrible ones. Yeah. And the horrible ones, A, give you a bad reputation as an industry, and B, are putting down their percentages low because they don't really do the job properly. They fling CVs and hope for a reaction or hope to nail one, and they're charging peanuts. And then you get clients saying, oh, no, you're way too high. Yeah, but try and understand what we're doing first. Then you can judge if we're high or not.
It happens in our industry as well.
Yeah, of course. it happens in a lot of industries. Yeah, it does. It's a bit of a shame, though.
Yeah,
bit of a shame.
It is. More people need to understand the level of quality over and above price.
Absolutely. That's a big thing these days.
Yeah.
Quality over quantity. People are going for quantity.
Yeah.
They forgot quality. And then they don't understand when they're going through this loop where the same problem keeps arising.
It's like a lot everywhere, even in music. We have a lot of, nowadays we have a lot of access to a lot of music.
Yeah.
But does it stick around as much as the stuff we had back in the day, in the 80s, 70s, 60s? I don't believe so.
Because of the way it's manufactured, right? Yes. Back then it was 4 guys, 4 girls in a garage, just creating.
Let's make
months
something
and months.
impactful.
Yeah, just creating.
Us, right.
Now it's producers and directors.
Get rich quick.
That's it. And they get rich. But all these, you know how many people, and many of these acts that come through X Factor and whatever, Britain's Got Talent and The Voice. How many of those do you see going on to actually make something?
Nothing.
It's instant success followed by nothing. And when they hit that nothing, people are getting depressed. People are committing suicide. You don't hear those stories though, do you? Imagine having that attention for like 6 months, 1 year, when you win X Factor or whatever, and then 2 years later you're getting no phone calls. Yeah. Nobody knows who you are. Nobody recognizes you anymore.
It's a shit industry.
It's a shit
industry.
It is indeed.
Whilst on the topic of music, if you can choose one song or one album to be the soundtrack of your life, what would that be?
Frog Stomp by Silverchair. That got me through some very dark times, that album. It really did.
I would have imagined you as a Led Zeppelin kind of guy, but...
I thought you might have said the soundtrack to Mary Poppins or something, but no, that's not it.
But yeah, it's a good choice.
It's the one album that I can always go back to, and I love it every single time. Every single time.
There's always that album that you just hit like on Spotify.
What's yours, by the way?
To be honest, over and above everything, Dark Side of the Moon, Pink Floyd. That is my...
I got a lot of respect for Pink Floyd, but it just never hit me. It just never hit me. No. Great songs. I don't mind listening to them, but it just never hooked. I know a lot of people got like Pink Floyd mad, and I can see their genius too. Don't get me wrong, but it just never hit me.
I think both Roger Waters and David Gilmour, they were fucking genius.
Brilliant.
Once they separated, though, they were both shit.
Yeah,
I have to admit it. Without each other, they're garbage.
Yeah.
You've been in the public eye for a long time. Mm-hmm. Does it ever get really stressful to keep up your Oz persona when you just want to crawl up in bed and just say, fuck it, I don't want to...
There are many years, there's probably a lot of people will know now who have followed me, especially my mental health journey, who knows there were times when I was with Island Sound and even the early days of XFM where my mental health was so poor that it was really, really difficult. But you know what? I found the courage to get up every day, get my ass out of bed and force myself to keep plundering, to keep moving forward. And it was difficult. There were shows I would do 5 hours straight show, the drive time from 2 till 7. And I would be having anxiety attacks in between the songs, you know, panic attacks, man, feeling like crap. Don't want to talk, but I've got to entertain for 5 hours. That was the hardest, some of the hardest things I ever had to do. Perform 5 hours on the air whilst, you know, in a real terrible mental state. So it was hard. It was really, really hard. I'm not going to lie. But you got to push forward. And I keep telling that to anyone who asks me, you know, don't push forward, you're giving up. You're giving up, then you're in real trouble.
Yeah.
Don't give up. Just keep pushing forward. One day it'll get better.
So that's solid advice. But when it comes to mental health, do you think locally, not just like a taboo, don't you think it's still misunderstood so much, especially in men?
Yeah. It's getting better. It's definitely getting better. I mean, the problem with men has been the last 15, 20 years, right? You got to go back to the old values that were instilled from the 40s onwards, from the 40s to the 90s, you know. That value as a man was you have to be strong for your family, for society. You have to be strong for your company, whatever it is. You have to be strong all the time. And it's total bullshit. You don't have to be strong all the time. You can be weak sometimes. You can be sad sometimes. You can be depressed sometimes. You can be elated sometimes. Whatever. You can. But it's this thing that men feel they have to be strong, complete and utter bullshit. Yeah. And I learned how to not be strong. And it was the day that I let go of all that was probably the best day of my life.
Did you have any kind of ill reaction from other men when you tell them that you struggle sometimes because
No,
a man of your stature, you wouldn't imagine that you suffer from anxiety, and that's a misconception that someone might appear to be really strong and really doing well, but deep inside.
I'm going to be honest with you. When I started to open up about this was maybe 8-9 years ago when I started to go in the public eye and talk about it was first of all on XFM, the first time I started talking about it. Everyone's been great with me since then. And when I speak to people and I give them advice, they may not heed it, but they understand it. And you've got to understand that when you're in your own headspace, you may want to do it. That doesn't mean you can do it. It's hard. It's hard to overcome. Don't forget, it's all about brain chemistry. So it's not like, I'm thinking that, but I'm lazy, so I'm not going to do it. No, your brain chemistry is fucked. And that's why people have to take medication to try and balance the brain chemistry. People see this as some kind of, what's the word? It's a problem with your emotions. It's not. It's a physical problem, just like breaking your leg, twisting your knee, and cutting your skin. It's a physical problem. And I think that's what people don't understand. But as I said, over the last 5 years, it's grown in leaps and bounds. So it's getting better. I think there needs to be a proper facility for mental health, a hospital,
Especially
a mental
locally.
health hospital, because the one that we have, we all know it struggles. And it's not from anyone's fault in there, because I know people who work in there and they're amazing. But of course, the funding is an issue. There needs to be more.
Yeah.
There needs to be a hospital dedicated just for that, for sure.
There needs to be more education on it from a younger
In the schools.
perspective.
Look, I said something controversial some years ago, and it freaked a lot of people out, but I honestly think there should be screening in schools to try and identify it before it becomes a real problem.
Yep. Yeah,
That's the thing. To try and identify. We're not calling your kid crazy, but would you rather know at 14 or 13 that they're struggling and they have some problem that can be treated then, that maybe by the age of 19 or 20 they've balanced out and they've found a way, rather than leaving it until they're 35, 40 and they'll never recover from it?
Yeah.
It's better, right?
I think I agree with you. I agree with you. But...
You know what it is, Matt? Parents don't want to believe. And I understand why it's hard to accept that. I have problems in my own family, and it's hard to accept it. Even though I've had it, it's still hard to accept it. But you've just got to feel what's going on the other side, what's coming at you.
The earlier you can start to understand it, the earlier you get a chance to tackle it.
100%. Look, I can never be what you would call healed.
Yeah.
Never. It just went on for too long in my case, from the age of...
I agree.
8, even earlier, 5, 6, to the age of 24, it was intense trauma all the time. So I can never unwind that. It's too deep. But people who catch it early, you do some therapy, you get some treatment, you start doing the right exercises to work with your mental health. Of course, you can have a great life. No problem. Got to be caught early.
Yeah, I agree with you. Now I think we should move on to something lighter.
Sure.
Now I want to challenge you.
Okay.
It's good.
I don't like these things.
Yeah,
Go on.
Look, I'm gonna try to reassure you that this is not something extreme. I'm shit with spicy stuff. So
it's a spice thing. Okay.
Yes, it's
this
a
should be
spice
good.
thing because our sponsor Beerhead told us we should do a challenge with our guests to keep it interesting, to keep the moods high. And I'm shit with spicy stuff.
Okay.
I have to say that. So he gave me 4 hot sauces that go from mild to infernal.
That's one.
Yeah.
I think infernal is not the word. You use that word incorrectly. It could be an inferno, but infernal, I think, is something completely different, isn't it?
It's
Somebody has to look up the meaning of infernal. Look it up.
It's
coming on the screen. What does it mean? It's got nothing to do with spice, does it?
Hell or the underwear. Listen.
Well, in some ways it can relate.
It is hell. It is hell.
If it's really spicy, my ass will be hell tomorrow morning. That's for sure. Yeah.
Exactly. But you have a chance.
Okay.
So there's gonna be 4 cheese balls, each one from mild to infernal.
You don't cheat, do you? You don't put all 4 balls the same, do you?
No. Believe me, I don't.
Okay.
So we're gonna spin the bottle. The first person gets to choose out of visual stuff. So.
Okay.
We go for that?
Sure. Do I have a choice, honestly?
No.
No, okay.
You signed the contract, so.
Did I really?
This. Okay, so. Sorry. I'm sorry for this. We just went overboard with the production budget.
Why do people feel the need to do these things?
Because it's funny. People want to see this. People want
They
to
want
see you in
people
pain.
suffering?
Yeah.
Is that what the world has become?
Yeah.
You savage?
It has always been that way, though. So the rules are very simple. So we're going to spin the bottle, and whoever comes has
Whoever comes, okay.
all over the table has the first pick of the first cheese balls. So there's from mild to infernal.
So this is, you don't know what the color difference, this shouldn't happen.
I have no clue. I have no clue.
That's like a mind fuck right there.
I have no clue which one is which. I might have a hint for one of them, but so I'll give you a brief description of all. So we have the Holy Ghost, which is the mildest.
Which one's that?
I have no idea. So it's a Croatian hot sauce, and it's about 5,000 Scoville unit. Yes. It's Mexican style, so it's quite citric. It's quite nice. Then we're gonna step it up to 12,000 Scoville unit, which is the Heartbeat pineapple habanero sauce. That's coming all the way from Ontario, and it's on hot ones. So that's 12,000.
I'm glad you're enjoying this, by the way.
I don't enjoy it because I'm not good with spice. And then we have the heat enhancer. That's a 40,000 Scoville unit. It's a smoked chipotle and habanero infused with whiskey sauce. Okay. And then the last one, I'm not sure why I'm reading the ingredients. It's chipotle and habanero, but it tastes like lava.
And it's called the bomb.
It's called the bomb.
Fantastic.
135,600 Scoville units. So
why did you put so much sauce? I mean, wouldn't like a drop of
I wasn't in charge. It's the producers who were in charge.
Producers are assholes.
Yes, they are. So would you spin the bottle? That's you.
That's me. So I got to choose an eight.
You have the first one. Then I go after you. So,
son of a bitch. All right, that's right. It's this one. Calculated risk. So I have to eat this thing now.
Yeah, and I'm gonna ask you a question afterwards. I would have swallowed the entire thing if I were you.
I think it's okay. This one.
So this is the B. What's the B? Holy Ghost. Fuck! So I got the mildest one. God damn it.
Brain power, baby.
I'm gonna go with this.
Oh, we have to finish at 04.
Yeah, but I'm going with the second one, and then I ask you a question. This is gonna be useless now that you are not in pain.
Mm-hmm. I can see the melon. I believe that's the bomb, son, isn't it?
No.
It's D.
Habanero. No.
How do you do?
His marking. Okay. This is the heartbeat. I love this.
Oh, so now I'm going to get one of the hot ones, basically.
Yeah, so now we're going to be in pain, both of us. But before we continue, you and Jay were an iconic duo, and you vanished out into thin air, which was quite shocking for fans. How do you feel like? How does it feel like stepping back into the game after all this time? And
yeah, well,
I don't know if it caused friction in the relationship, because I think it wasn't an easy decision you took. So.
No, the honest truth was, it was COVID, when COVID just hit, and obviously there were changes. The upper management made changes immediately. And I said I would stay on for free for a short period of time to see how it goes. And during that short period of time, there was absolutely no communication from anyone about what was going to happen. And after receiving no communication, I decided, fuck this, I'm out of here. You know, I'm not going to be treated like that, for sure, after all the years that I've put in. And there was I wouldn't say friction, but, you know, I was only thinking about myself at that time and what was happening to me. I didn't bother to think about what was happening to Jay as well. And, you know, I felt at the time that sort of, you know, could have helped me out a bit more, or, whatever. And it was about maybe 9 months or 10 months that we didn't really speak that much. It was okay as well because we had been together for a lot of years, seeing each other nearly every day, so it was all right to have a break too. During that time, I had a lot of time to obviously think it over and go through it. And after I got over a bit of the anger myself, I started to really see the picture, and I couldn't realize or understand how much pressure Jay was under and what was happening to him. So we met up, we aired it out, and that was the end. And like the next day, we were back to normal. It was as simple as that.
So returning now in the studio, it feels good.
Yeah.
We're back home, basically.
Me and Jay have always had a thing. It's a thing you can't buy. It's a thing. It's just a thing.
It's a bromance, really.
We get each other. We know how to communicate. We know how the radio game works. We know how to get in, get out. And it just works, man. So it's all good.
Perfect. Should we get on to the last one?
No,
I think it's It's my turn or yours?
My turn, eh?
Yeah.
You see, I think this is a trick. I think it's got no sauce, right? It doesn't look like it has any sauce. I think it's a trick. So I'm going to go with this one. Why are the letters there? And there's
they know. Say they know.
They know.
So they know, and they will tell us. So what's that? That's A.
This is fucked, isn't it?
If I just ate. Oh, for no! Shit.
Woo. Mm-hmm.
It's
quite a bit. Right, let me savor this. Hang on. Come on, baby. Start sweating. Choke. I'll resuscitate you. I got a long tongue that can clear anything out from the pipes.
What?
You're right. Oh, what a great game. This is a great game. I was a bit hesitant before, but this is a great game. You all right?
I'm starting to have existential crisis right now.
Why are you getting a hard on? That's weird.
Oh my god.
Yeah, killer.
It is.
Killer, yeah.
It is exactly as they described it.
The third one was 40,000 Scoville.
That's good.
It was hot, but it was a nice, really nice sauce.
Yeah.
That was a beautiful sauce.
Yeah. This was just pain. I haven't tasted.
Yeah.
I'm not tasting anything.
Better you than me, mate. You good?
Yeah.
Can you conduct further interviews?
Yes, of course.
You surely? Because you look like
I look like shit. I can feel like shit.
We need to call Mater Dea so you can get a hearse.
I am sweating in places I didn't know I can sweat from.
Forget the ambulance. We're going straight to a hearse.
Jesus. If you had to go back in time and change one thing of your career or life, what would it be? One single thing that you feel that you either missed out on or really rushed through mistakenly.
If I could change, you said if I could change.
You could change, either not do or go to a different path or meet a different person.
I think if I had a choice, I would change my entire upbringing because it was tough. It was really tough. I'm going to be honest with you, man. Sometimes I watch shows now where there's, mother and son moments, father and son. It makes me cry, man, because I didn't have any of that shit growing up, right? So it's a hard reality, and it's if I could change, if there was a genie who said I could change anything in my life,
that would be it.
That would be it. Yeah, a different childhood for sure. And for those of you who have loving parents, you assholes, treat them well and understand what you have, because not everybody has it.
It's a good lesson to learn, though.
No, I mean, the people I see kids who have wonderful, caring parents, and they treat them like shit, big time, man. Yeah. And I'm like, one day you're going to regret that because you got great parents. You don't know what the other side is like.
There are some things that I would have changed. More time I would have spent with my father, for example. Because now I feel like time is slipping away. Does that make sense? Does it get worse the older you get? Because I feel like I'm having an existential crisis at the moment.
Well, you know what they say when you're about to hit 40, midlife. What do they call it?
Midlife crisis.
But for a man, they call it something. What is it? Not infernal. Those. When they go and buy a motorcycle, is it a midlife crisis? Yeah, midlife crisis.
I think it is a midlife crisis, yeah.
Yeah. So, a lot of men go through it, it's a transitional period in life. It's hard to accept sometimes, but these things never really bothered me, to be fair.
Really?
No, not really. I mean, I joke about my age a lot, and I'm happy to be 51 because it's
Is it 51?
I'm 51. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
For being this age, the jokes you can make and pass, it's a good material, man. So I use it. I always use it. Yeah.
Anything you could change from Malta, from your perspective?
Whew. That's a good question. Anything I could change from Malta? First of all, I love this island, just so everybody knows.
Yeah, of course, you have been living there
I love this place. For me, there's no place like it. And I grew up in Australia, right? So that's really saying something. So for all you people who say, Ashma, bullshit, man. It's everywhere. You find these different things, traffic, rude people, well, everywhere they are. It's not just Malta, man. Huh?
Cunts.
Yeah.
You find them everywhere.
Everywhere, man, everywhere. So these things that they say, it's just, they think they're going to get it better in another country. Depends where you live. If you go to a country cottage, probably you won't see all these things. But if you go to central London or you go to central Paris, there are assholes, thieves everywhere, man.
Traffic,
parking, cost of living, crazy. You go and buy a coffee in Paris, it's like €6, €7 for a coffee, man.
Yeah.
Come on.
But let's say you can change one thing, one aspect. It can be about the culture as well.
No, I know what it is. The quality of the roads. That's the one.
That's it.
That's the big one. It's dangerous, man. It's ruining cars. So cars that should last 20 years are lasting 10 years because of the damage they take. They're encouraging people to get their motorcycle license, and the roads are deadly.
Yeah.
Potholes you can't see. It's crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. That would be the one thing for me.
The one thing. That's good.
I know.
It's a good choice. It's a good choice.
It's true.
I would have chosen less clothes.
Clothes?
Yeah.
That's because
really good looking. Yeah, I am.
That's because you're a pervert. It's okay. I understand that from you.
You do. You know me too well. It's
disgusting, man.
It's been
you pig.
It's been fantastic having you over.
Thank you.
I love it. We'll meet again, though.
I hope so. Yeah. So I probably won't be invited back again. But thanks.
Yeah.
It was fun once. It was really fun once.
Yeah, I had the worst fucking one.
Yeah,
it's still
you're
burning.
cutting this early, aren't you? Because
it's burning me here, so I don't know why it's burning me here.
You're the one doing the stupid challenge in the first place.
That's not my.
You got to accept the risk. All right, that's it.
Sure. Thank you.
I really enjoyed my cheese balls, by the way. Really great.
Thanks a lot. Now it's time for Geek Out with me and Fabio Juice. And welcome back, rġajna l-ura ġol Geek Out Studio. Studio avant-garde ħafna, ġifiri mamlejniex bl-affarijiet li sibna ġol garax, ta' ġifiri kollox kien curated specifically għal dal-program. Illum għanna diskursata mux weird, imma out of character għalina. Għan nitkellmu fuq the best or most memorable Disney animated movies.
Animation bis.
Lately, it has gone to shit. Ġifiri, that's the honest reaction il-lum il-ġurnata, ma qabel kienet a staple li anything li għanda l-logo ta' Disney fuqa, it's good.
Illum tibda mill-premessa li Disney ħatara xi ħaġa ħażina u jekk tkun lucky forsi tkun xi ħaġa tajba.
Eżatt.
Mela tibda qabel Disney tkun tajba.
Anzi, jiena sirt meta nara xi ħaġa ta' Disney ngħid ħana Google jana rax talim ma ħajjippruvaw jalmuni. ħanara fejni għat.
Talimiet, plura. Mind you, just biex nejda, għaftit jafu, Disney tant kienu cool late 70s u early 80s, li anka films tal-horror għamlu.
Mela, le.
Tat-tfal.
Disney għandhom such a great archive. They are unmatched. U jiddispjaċini nara li it's going so down the drain li ek. Iħosni stressja, għax anka qabel nitfalek the jingle tal-previews, tal-videos tagħhom li ma kont tista' taqbiżhom xejn tiftakarru tad-DVDs.
It's been DVDs propja.
And what was that jingle was my youth, per eżempju. Istja hekk. Taf li ġej film jaqsam,
tajjeb ħajkun dal-animation, żgur.
Qabel, u kien it was, film ta' Disney kien qabel Good Family Time, ħatmur. Per eżempju, dik illum film ta' tfal, ikun tfal biss.
U kien storja tal-ġen. Storja tal-ġen, tipo, ħansemmelek wieħed tan-90s, 90s jew early 90s. Mulan. It was a very
Mulan 90s.
It was a very good animation. Very good animation. Ma kienx
live action.
Le, ma kienx żmien li toqgħod tagħna representation work. It was a very good historical story, dramatized story, u kienet sabiħa, man.
Naqbel mija.
It was a fictional story. Vera, l-animation kien sabiħ, script kien sabiħ, the musical pieces were amazing. Kallu ħafna affarijiet sbieħ.
Jien per eżempju, insemmilek wieħed, ma fih diskors xejn. U li kien veru animated ta' Disney, animated u għamlu sequel tiegħu, u kien tajb ukoll is-sequel, Fantasia.
All right.
Jiena, timmaġina jiena tifel u ħija, whatever, nisimgħu l-mużika klassika u naraw l-animation.
Dak rajtu.
Timmaġina llum il-ġurnata tagħmel hekk.
Dak rajtu fin-90s l-Embassy tal-Belt.
Ejja, meta kienu għamlu restoration tiegħu dak, kienu għamlu restoration tiegħu fin-90s.
U dawka, jien għandi Fantasia 2000 fuq Blu-ray. U dawka jamlu l-konċerti jekk, ma nafx jekk għadhom x'jagħmlu as of late, però very expensive tickets, però I think it's an experience. I mean, kieku minnajr all the history of the animations li għandhom, Disney World wouldn't exist.
Eżatt.
Disney morru hemm għal-passat.
Eżatt.
They are not going for...
Anka merchandise, per esempio, recently, 3 snin ilu, sentejn, mort Disneyland, Parigi. Il-merchandise tal-affarijiet ta' żmien. Mhux merchandise. Tara xi tnej Wreck-It Ralph u naħseb ilhom jibilgħu traf fuq l-iskafef Wreck-It Ralph. Per eżempju, dak it-tip ta' merch.
Naħseb Wreck-It Ralph, kif qed issemmih, naħseb Wreck-It Ralph, wieħed mill-aħħar animations li kien good.
With all due respect, per eżempju, anka Little Mermaid, il-merchandise li tara tal-89. Little Mermaid mhux tal-ġdid. Jekk inti temma fi prodotti tiegħek hemm fqa' kollhom kemm il-merchandise tal-ġdid. La sinjal li qed tammetti li inti kellek prodott mediokri.
Mhux anke bħal Snow White u
kollha. Kif ma taram kien merchandise teżisti merchandise tal-films il-ġodda, imma jekk inti madof għazim il-merchandise tal-antik, il-merchandise tal-ġdid ma nsibx jiena nitla Disneyland, mela inti stess qed tammettija li tagħmel prodott mediokri.
Eżatt. Ara, bħala cult classics, anke għandek the classic ones, Beauty and the Beast, Hunchback of Notre Dame, kellu musical pieces tal-brieħ. I think those are timeless. Ma nimmenx li għattandu jkun hemm remake, remaster, sure. Ġifiri, remaster ġifiri ġiri colored kif suppost u kollox jibqa l-istess. Pero ma naħseb xejn din ta' day and age li jsiru dak l-affarijiet.
Per eżempju, għaddi salum qed nistenna l-merchandise ta' Diacolite. Kif Le, ta' jillant daqshekk open-minded Diacolite u daqshekk pur u
Sejtu.
Ma' xej t-shirt imqar. T-shirt Diacolite miktuba fuq ma jeżisti. Jew jekk jeżisti, please prove me wrong.
True.
Ma' sinjali tammetti
Għalek this segment li xtaqt nifoka mainly on the good old days, għax animations ġodda naħseb ħammur the latest.
Tajbin da.
Tajbin.
Għal semmilja.
Tipo Moana, it's good.
Eżatt.
Moana is good. Ħadd pjaċir naraw, ħadd tfal ħadu pjaċir jaraw.
It's family entertainment, mhux magħmula tfal biss, jew it's not indoctrinating, jiena dik il-ħaġa, inti meġenti biex tgħidli.
Però l-antiki mbagħad għandek the very big classics. Naħseb jiena għandi favorit, top one. My top favorite ħajkun. Għaz biss għandek idea x'ħajkun. I'm sure of it li qatt ma tata.
U jiena top one tiegħi naħseb l-istess ħaġa, ma naħsibx li għandek idea li hu Disney.
Korrekt, jista' jkun.
Li huwa Disney li ħalli.
Inti meta ta' nixtejt li
top one tiegħi.
X'taħseb li hu t-top one tiegħi?
M'għandix idea.
Animation. Mill-ġenerazzjoni tiegħi.
Le, u ma tgħiduli.
It's Hercules.
Hercules l-ewwel wieħed.
That's my top most favorite animation ta' Disney li qatt saret. Istorja sabiħa. l-Arctic Flores. It's one of the most amazing u l-iktar wieħed li iħossni maqut miegħu hekk. I can't understand it.
U l-logħba tal-PS1.
Għatandi.
U l-logħba ta' Disney.
Għatandi, man, it's fantastic.
Use your head. U jħabbat rasu.
Storja
tajba
Taddaħ, sabiħa u heartwarming at the same time. U tal-mek erba tal-limit ta' kollox. Tipo heartbreak, tiġi tradut, love, coming of age, kollox għandek fih. Dealing with popularity and then unpopularity.
Ma tantx għamel jisu suċċess daqshekk. Hemm music il-Londra tagħti
kien hemm il-dan essenzjela wkoll, ħadd ma jabbieħ.
Sensiela ta' Hercules.
Hemm essenzjela ta' Hercules, hemm żewġ seasons.
Tal-Aladdin u tal-Little Mermaid nafsu.
Essenzjela ta' Hercules ġier from zero to hero minn għalija kien nisma' rajtu ma' tfal. It-tfal iffissati fuq ukoll.
Imma kellha ran qasira jew?
Ran qasira. Disney, they said they never felt it was a success. Daqs per eżempju is-suċċessi tagħhom tipo Beauty and the Beast u
Aladdin is-series kienu bru balla seasons, Aladdin is-series. Fakarom dubbed fuq ir-rajkon.
Aladdin emmettu kont taf bih.
Mela.
Direct to video.
Ħażin ta' veru.
Imma
ħażin ta' veru tu. The Return of Jafar.
Eżatt.
Jismu.
Hercules kienu it was a box office success. Pero għalu li ma kienx bizzejiet ta' box office success to do the merchandise they wanted to do. Bħal oħrajn. Tifhem?
Ma kifet li kemm musical tiegħu ġifieri xi nara żgħira fendem hemm. Xi musical Londra. Kont ngħidlek isem Londra kont imħajjar mur nara.
I love it. U l-fatt li qed jagħmlu live action tiegħu jinkwetani, speċjalment għax qed iħarsu lejn Michael B. Jordan to be the lead.
Right. Isma'. Ma nix nidħol f'dak nisqaq, dik id-dead. Imma l-musical ek ta' ħani għafem musical ek.
I had enough. Anyway.
Ħani li number one ti għajmela. A Nightmare Before Christmas.
Okay.
Għaxtejt jafu li Disney?
Le, jinnaf li Disney. ħafna nis huma għandhom misconception ġi directed
Minn Tim Burton
li mhuwiex, he's just a producer.
Fitnejlek storja fuq u dak li għamillu leħnu. Leħen Chris Sarandon. Għal-mim jaxmlu Chris Sarandon. Dak il-filmaw. Fright Night. Il-vampir.
Astra.
Dak jimmizzew Susan Sarandon. Għalek zammet konjoma.
Astra.
U għamillu leħnu. Kien f'taċakki u kol, kien f'Child's Play. Dak Mort Comic Con jienu Christmas Cat. Kien jgħatem, blakju ta' nies xej qoddimu wahdu, għet jaqra gazzetta, ma raftux, b'għajdi ħeżejr qoddimu, għazbis kellimtu ma teċ kasu xej.
Astja.
Et narahem, il-Chris Sarandon u ma kellimtux. U kien jgħatem mek bla nies xej, u probably kiku Mort kelmu anke jġi kolmana kien, speċjalment naħna namlu Comic Con, għabli konna ġib il-kontak u ma kellimtux. Rittemmut. Xen wara, ċekjajt, u nara Kristan għandona millu leħnuna fl-jem leħen Jack Skellington, u xie sentej wara realizzajti krem leħen Jack Skellington Kristan għandon, kon semmut.
Ostra, it's amazing. It's a good choice. U għadu timeless, again, u għadek issib ħafna merch tiegħu. Il-merch tiegħu.
Is-set design, stop motion animation għal di soft spot għalija jena biex taċċaqa kolla.
Stop motion.
Laika Productions.
Laika dejjem amorru ħażin, dejjem jitilfu l-flus, and I think they're fucking stellar at it.
Wieħed għandhom idejaqna ħafna, the box trolls.
Dak biss idejaqna.
Imutu kolla.
I agree with you.
Il-box troll.
I agree with you, naħseb il-favoritti għaj Coraline.
Bil-fors. U ktib ta' Gaiman.
U dak li jem Hugh Jackman fieħ.
Missing Link.
Missing Link.
Rajtu, il-ġimman jgħaddid dejna ma tifla zaħira.
U ħadna pieċiri tfal.
Veru ħelu.
Dispieċini.
Għara, jina mbatt li għandi ma tops tijaj għandi anka ħabba nostalġia, The Little Mermaid.
Imma dawka The Classics jem, Aladdin. The Little Mermaid. Hunchback of Notre Dame. Daw kollha. Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and
the Beast. Aladdin, Mermaid.
Dak bil-fors.
Dawk inali ħajibqaw u l-iktar li naħseb jina domem ħolqu staple ta' Disney u ta' għom s-saxħek. Ovvjament mill-antiki mbagħad nħobb ħafna Pinocchio jiena.
Pinocchio kien tajjeb.
Pinocchio nħobbu ġenerali bħala konċett ta' Carlo Collodi, ġifieri nħobbu.
U ta' Robin Hood tiftakru?
Dak kienu l-gallu ta'
It is.
jiena li til-ġollor sul gallu l-volpi.
It was so good, man. It was so good. It was so good.
Taf għandi jiena tiegħek dak alla ħares joħorġu għad Disney llum. Għandi Moose, penknife ta' Disney, Robin Hood fuqu. Moose ta' 7 years. Kelli Moose fil-but.
Ormi, ostja. Delli minn fucking ħal-ormi.
Jien bil-Moose fil-but kont tifel.
Iftaħar.
Moose ta' Robin Hood. Kont għadda qasaf minnu Robin Hood jiena. Xtratu li il-Moose.
Classic. Fucking classic. Oh, mamma.
Ovvio, taf ma semmejniex, u għed mid-tops u favorit ħafna tijaj, The Incredibles.
Okay.
Kemm
Il-one.
Il-one. Tu mux ħazin, ta' imma mġebbet il-one. Kemm oġobni.
Nsejna nsemmu tnej classic li parti miż-żożija tijaj. 101 Dalmatians u The Jungle Book.
Taf ma taġġen hobbu da kiena.
Jungle Book ma jdejaqnis li ġabni.
The Jungle Book.
But mill-ġod dara, and wieħed ieħor very close to my heart, Ratatouille.
Kellu,
Wis sabiħ.
Mux reddu.
Sabiħ.
Red, xismu dak red, fuq tfal-AGL period. Men veru, plot kbir.
Rajtu ma tfal, għax li jenu rewħax dob il-panda t-tifla. U ma fimet xej. U jina fim.
Għax fih allegorija fuq il-period.
Oh my god. Oh my god, it was so awkward. It was awkward. U ma bdix tifhem it-tifla. So, I don't see the point li toħroġ cartoon, man, no, your main audience cannot understand it. I have no idea how. Taf xem underrated ħafna Brother Bear. Tiftakru?
Rajtu? Okay, ma mux li persona.
Wow, ma xorta miles and miles ahead of what we have now.
Taf xaw ma jisemmux ħafna n-nis, jien niftakar nizajr ħafna t-nsemmi l-ek ġviri early 80s.
Tidliġa għala Black Cauldron.
Lo, ħazinaċ.
Ħazin.
Ħazinaċ. Le, kienu jgħamlu TV shows ta' Disney. Ejju, kienu jkunu short cartoons u għek, u kienu kunu għet minnu, per eżempju, minn feġġie l-istoria ta' Sleepy Hollow. Sleepy Hollow kon zajt minnu beta kon zajt. Jistaraħ l-lum jitħak, titħak, fuq ikabot krejn. U jiderda, ftit jiftakru. Kienu jamluħ fuq xiretek 4, dak iżmin video Sirakuza fil-bidu. Dab, ġifir dab tajja paċ italjani, n-neħilu bil-kappella, laqwa daber sta' d-dinja. U ba self-proclaimed li huwa laqwa daber, ma jena nammetti u nejt li huwa laqwa daber sta' d-dinja.
Ma għaxum ma l-skript jamluwa skont kemm id-dum il-kelma, ġifiri, u ma jbidluwa skript. Ma jamlux ma jamlux translation, ġili nara film korean, u bizbal ikun għadu native default ikun in English dubbed. Madonna, l-Korean ikun dana għadu għaddejjet kellem, u l-fakin id-dax kun waqfet.
Il-dabbers Amerikani laqu li wassallek il-messaġġ.
Eżatt.
Da xow li għetnejdlek li ġiblek per eżempju, veru kien tajjeb ta' ġiblek jew papru, professur u jgħalmek fuq science, animated, jew jgħalmek fuq l-ġene personali, illa l-affarietek.
I don't remember.
Xi darba, YouTube issibhom ta' YouTube issibhom. Ebek per eżempju fuq id-dinozauri, Għotilek fuq il-T-Rex, fuq il-human body.
At some point naħseb Disney tilfu the whole plot u nesaw minnu l-audience taħħom.
They want to preach. They want to preach.
Bħal, insa the preachiness. Bħal McDonald's. McDonald's at some point, l-ewel kien għatfall u għal-familju, but le.
Veru, su fan forma ta' burger, ekt mur ħeffan.
Issa le, issa.
Ħan itemma kutlaq l-barra.
Anka kif għetna mal-affarijiet, I'm trying to captivate enough angsty teens. Daqsek, that's my audience now. Għamal kollox gris u iswet jgħammorru cool, u tlaq.
Per eżempju, xaġa li ġiet lost ta' Disney, għaxet nitkellmu fuq animation biss, ta' xem ħafna xinejlek fuq Disney.
Le, Disney, it's expansive.
Kellhom video, kienu juruħ ġol iskejjel, fuq l-iżvilupp tal-bniedem, iġiblek baby, kif jitwildu l-babies,
I don't know.
kif tisviluppa mara jiġi għal-period.
I-
Mux bħal Red, actually a mini documentary li kienu joruħġu l-iskejjel. Ta' Disney.
As niftakru minn da. Asa, mux bieċaj, asa ndejdi.
On the other hand, u fadda u l-mini animation stage kemm razzizmu sfrenat, uħut minna mux ta' tal-period. Per eżempju, jitkellem fuq il-Mexicans li huma nies bħalna. This is extremely racist, man. U jalmu l-dal-Messikan jalmu kif jinħasel. Extremely racist.
Edi, ħajġaw jiġu li surface daw l-affarijiet.
U ovvjament, din mux tessibu fuq Disney Plus, ta'
Ġewja.
bħal mux tessib daka u nsejx jismu Song of the South. Song of the South u meqjus bħala racist ta' veru. Kien tlajt il-rajd tijaw, Song of the South, l-Amerika.
Oh my god.
Illum għataw kollox neħew il-rajd u kollox. Iġiblek familja bojot, fi żmien meta kien hemm is-Suwed kienu jkunu skjavi, u dan ġiex titfal sinjuri u poppaturi mill-kbar. Ikollhom dan anke l-sem. Ikun iswed, iswed bid-daqna jaħdem fil-qoton u jkun ħabib ta' daw it-tfal. U jaqdem imorru ħdejt jirrakkontalhom l-istejjer f'daqqa waħda mill-film jaqleb animation. It was very cute, ta' imma l-fat li l-wal iswed huwa depicted bħala skjaf jaħdem fil-qoton.
Baqqas naħseb
good family movie, ta'
Taf xiftaħt li memorja, l-iktar naħseb film detached u racist għal dak iż-żmien. Ma nsejt jismu, ma niftakar rajtu fuq ir-raj. Ma li semmejt A Rich White Family, dak kien fl-80s. Li
film jew animated da.
film da, ma kienx animation, it's a side track. Imma kien hemm Richard Pryor u kien hemm familja sinjura jieħdu ġomol u jgħidlu you can have anything you want il dat tifel iż-żgħir u jippunta lej Richard Pryor li kien ħaddiem u jixtieq x'kien
Toy,
Oh my
toy,
that was so racist.
toy. Niftakar x'kien minnu mina l-amusement tiegħi kellu piġama ta' Spider-Man.
That was so bloody racist.
Il-film kollu racist. da.
Kollu men, u ma nafx kif ħareġ.
Għax dak ismi ma kienux jagħtu każ in-nies.
Ma.
The
toy.
The
Oh
toy.
my god.
The toy.
Ma nafx kif aċċetta Richard Pryor.
Okay, it was funny, eh? It was funny. Esma, film ieħor racist, kbir Amerikan, Madonna nsejx jismu. Soulman. Dan huwa raġel, ġużazu ħabjat, biex jirma scholarship. Tas-Suwed, jizbali l-nifsu iswed, jew juħuġib il-lali. U jibda jagħmilha mal-black community biex jisir iswed dat jippruvaw l-Amerikani jippruvaw jikkanċellaw ma' wiċċ id-dinja dal-film. Imma kultant it resurfaces hekk. Jiena downloadjajthom dal-films bħal dan. Ħalli jekk xi darba d-dinja tispiċċa, lill-Amerikani ngħidilkom tiftakru kontu hemm. Għandi ħafna kopji differenti. Ħallejt anke fit-testmenti l-nepotiji. Biex l-Amerikani nurijom li d-mar entkom kontu toħorġu daw il-films. Mux bil-ek t-tablu tan-nis puritani. Ta' taf kemmu razzis dal-film. Tiħu grazzja mija wahda sewda, t-tara fl-ħar biex jidira li u għabjat, man. Kif għala qalbu. U jipares li sewda kienet single mother xaħġekka. Guys, mux għet nivvinta xej. Dal-film jekk jirneċ jinkom issibuħ, fitxuħ, film ħazin ħafna bla storja.
Konna din fuq Disney, marna fuq ris. Għaldum xkot għanej.
Neġor għalbu Disney?
Għalġu cancelled.
Jien ma nafx dissek meta kux ħataqtaħħa, pero basically jiena meċċej racist, basically it's a
Takort tal-Amerikani.
It's a movie that it's out there. It's a movie that it's out there. man.
Lodjawħ, please.
It's a movie that it's out there, man. Fitxuħ, mux jien għamiltu dal-film, l-Amerikani.
Bikkejt.
L-Amerikani.
Ma nafx kif warna minn Disney għalem. Tortijajna, sepp ma nafx.
Bella Song of the South u bħajna deġeneraw rona.
Għana nifs. I think we should end here. Ma minix għan irkupra minna di. Hemm xi ħaġa li titissemmi li mhijiex
Jien ma semmejt xejn racist. I just pointed out things that are out there. They made by Disney. Għalek għednilek Disney kif speċa minn li irrit jentertainja l-nies no matter what.
To preach.
To preach no matter what.
True.
Now, they are preaching. No, ma għavolja din infallu. Għat ma jfallu ta' il-proġetti. Imma to break even, jena li falliment. To break even, huwa falliment.
Is-sena li għaddit kem tilfu 200 million? Le.
Le, 1 billion. Xi 990 million tilfu.
How much Disney lost in 2023 or 2024?
2023 minn għalija. 1 billion. 990 million.
1.4 billion tilfu minn films.
Illu.
Ħani taf xettejt. I mean, I'm sure they made it up mill-parks. Ta' ġeveri, ma wow. Wow.
Jena nemmen li Disney.
Għaxa ħanejdlek Google jaddi kem jamlu flus minn Disneyland, per eżempju, every day. Għax di konna din emmek u kienet jgħidinna, għax l-axar li morna emmek, kienet jgħidinna u jgħet u and it was in the millions. Every day kollom revenue ta' daqsek. U bdejn xma teffordi għax tfalli minna għal-għara.
Le, muxek.
Daily income hija 4.47 million. Every day. Kull jum jaqalaw 4.47 million. Every day. So teffordi titlef l-emmulaw. It's incredible.
At the end of the day, għalfej titlef. Li niprofa xaħġa ġdida u netħan jitlef, minna ħan irriskja xaħd il-flus. Imma you're risking over and you've been proven wrong. Over and over again. You've been proven wrong.
U dinija diskursata għal darb boħra li nishtiq nidħol fija fuq woke culture u kif teffettwa il-kultura tal-films. Għax it's a discussion on its own. U nishtiq nidħol fija. Imma it's a discussion on its own because it's hurting everything. Video, game, series, alleged movies, everything. So, għal-issa, għallum, ħaniqfu għaw. Tinsawx, the best Disney movie huwa Hercules. Imma, narawkom in 2 weeks time, għanna interview oħra u Geek Out session oħra ma' Fabio. Ibqaw seguna fuq social media tana, social media pages tana, then available in 4K fuq YouTube u ħankunu in video on Spotify u in audio on all leading platforms. So Deezer, Podcast Index, ġifiri Apple, Spotify, kullin kien edin. Kullin kien tħares fejt ħares għassibna. Tmur għalleċ il-Pama, tmur fil-friġis xdejn il-Philadelphia, tqelleb.
Nara wiċċek, you're cheesy, mela.
Eżatt, mal-ġobon, emmek. Is-sibuna. Grazie tas-support, narawkom.